All right, everybody, what's up? So I just finished a single arch, and I wanted to show I'm using Medit Design to mesh data before I send it to the lab for their design work. So what's cool is you import all your data into Medit Design, and then basically their meshing software is really nice. So here what I'm doing is I'm taking the post-surgery data, and I'm going to highlight the areas that I want to basically track when I mesh it. So I highlight those areas in green. You can do an auto mesh. You can also do like a point, like 1, 2, 3. I found this works really well is I'll highlight my arch tracers here, and then boom, I hit the mesh and that applies and gets that done. You can see it's a really nice mesh. I can even see the deviation here. I'll show you that in a second, which is nice because then I know like how well it meshes or not. And so once I click on that, you'll see that pretty much the green areas here is where it's essentially the same. There's basically no changes. And so I'm seeing that all around those markers that I put in pre-surgery. And I'm actually going to go ahead and mesh the micron mapper data. And you could use this with any photogrammetry. So if you were using any true abutment, the Shining soft, like any of those different softwares you could use or grammetry alternatives, you could mesh in Medit Design like this. So same thing, I'm going to orient this to where I can see it relative to my post-surgery scan, and then I'm going to highlight those areas. Why am I doing this here? Um, you know, I get when you first start, you may not want to do something like this, and the idea is just get it to the lab, let them do it. What I do like about doing it myself in Medit Design is that I know whether something meshed appropriately or not, and so I'm sending the data basically already meshed together, and I'll know if I'm going to have an issue or not. Versus like them just getting it and winging it. And at the end of the day, like I did the surgery, so I should have a better idea of where my data should align and not align, or if I expect to have maybe something that doesn't align. But you can see these post-surgery scans that I'm taking on the i900 are really nice. I mean, I've had a lot of good success in that. And I had to tweak some settings. The big thing there is if you do have one, is changing the light from blue to white. But outside of that, I've had a lot of good success. So as you can see, I've marked those protection cylinders, and then now that data meshes really well again here. And I'm looking for all these. I'm looking for like just the majorities to mesh. I mean, I get a pretty good mesh there. One is in the 0.2 microns, maybe off a little bit, that one. But other than that, it meshes really well. So now I've got all my data meshed. This gets sent to the lab. They can immediately start designing. And this video is less than 3 minutes, and it's in real time. So that kind of tells you the extent of what we can do with Medit Design.